Speaking of, fabulous dancing dolls, a few weeks back at the Miles game, uh, I just happened to be there, and I noticed that you guys did a collaboration
Mm-hmm.
for the dance number where you all had to dance with some band members, and I looked and I said, man, she has got a great dance partner.
Ah,
I want to be like that guy. Tell me what it was like working with such a fabulous and talented dancer, such as the person that you were with, who was me, by the way.
Mr. Hanky.
My name is Jared White, drum major of the Southern University Human Jukebox. Welcome to Drum Major Talk. On today's episode, I have none other than another one of our fabulous dancing dolls, Miss Airielle Brooks. And so the first thing I want to get into, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself and just let us know about your background and where you come from.
okay. Um, as you said, my name is Airielle Brooks. I am a 21-year-old nursing student from New Orleans, Louisiana. I have been dancing for 19 years now. I've pretty much trained in almost anything you can think of. And outside of dance, I love to eat ice and ice cream. I like to do puzzles and sleep when I can.
Okay. So you say you've been dancing for 19 years. That's a long time, like a really long time. I couldn't tell you what I was doing 19 years ago. So just tell me, like, where did your passion from dance come from? Did you just come out the womb tap dancing, or let me know?
So my mom put me in dance at 2 years old. I basically trained in the foundations of dance, so like ballet, jazz, tap. And I think at the age of maybe 9 was when it clicked for me and I really started enjoying what I was doing. I started point at 9, which is a very young age to dance on point, but I did. At the age of 14 is when it really kind of like clicked for me that I wanted to do this full time. And I started getting into more of a pre-professional background. I started training with different dance companies, doing conventions and touring around the United States. And yeah, I really just enjoyed what I was doing. I started to realize that I didn't want to do anything else but dance. So yeah,
Okay, so I guess I don't have to ask if that's the passion because you just
it,
told
it's
me.
very much the passion.
So what is it about dolls in particular that attracted you to that style of dance to make you want to come here and pursue that?
So I have to give the background. Before coming to college, I actually got accepted into a arts conservatory in California.
Okay.
And me just being young and just wanting to jump into something different, something new, I didn't, realize that this is college and it's a lot of things that I did not know about that I should have before just trying to make this big move. I was 18, I had no car, no money. Like, how was I supposed to just make this huge jump? And so my mom was just like, hey, I'm not telling you that you can't go to California, but as of right now, like, we want you to get an education, just a background, and a plan B just in case of, anything happens. So she was like, what about, nursing school? And I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was 7 years old. I wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse. And so I just got so caught up in dance that I kind of forgot about the academic background. And my family is very strict on education. So they recommended that I choose to go to a college in state. And my dad actually came here. My dad was in the band.
Okay.
And my mom went to Grambling.
Oh.
So I had to choose, and there was also LSU, but ever since I was little, a lot of my family friends said that I was going to be a dancing doll. And at that time, I did not know much about Southern and what all they had to offer. I just knew they had a nursing program, and once I made the decision, I said, I'm going to go to Southern, just be in the nursing program, and that is it. I'm not dancing. I'm just going to continue to travel and, do conventions and study my art form elsewhere. I wasn't going to dance here until I get an email confirmation. It says, thank you for signing up for the Fabulous Dancing Doll auditions. And I'm like, I never signed up for this. So I go to my mom and I'm like, I got this email. What is this for? She was like, I signed you up for the auditions. I was like, you did what? And I was just like, Mom, like I can't do that. Like I don't know anything about that in that style. And she was just like, well, you just never know. You may actually, enjoy it. And Mama ain't raised no punk. So I was just like, okay, I'm not saying I'm gonna make the team, but I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna audition and just try my best. So I did a lot of research before, and thank God with my amount of dance background, I was kind of able to adjust and adapt really quickly. And I think that's one of my skills that I'm really good at too, is picking up choreography and different styles really quickly. So it was audition day and I just went in there, did what I saw, and just left it all out on the floor, and I'm here now, 4 years later.
History, huh?
Yeah.
I guess we'll forgive Mom for going to Grambling because she did bless us with you.
Yeah.
So we'll let it slide. But so now that we're fast forwarded to current times, tell me a little bit about, how is it now finally returning to a sense of normalcy with the season kind of going back to normal after the pandemic and things like that. Just update us on how that process has been.
So the first thing I legit said when we got back was, this is going to be an adjustment for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had this type of schedule in a little minute. It took a little time, but I think all of us are doing a very great job, even the freshmen, because some of them were here last year. And so even with school too, it's been an adjustment. But I want to ask you a question.
Okay, sure.
How has the transition been from last semester and how that was into that one game into how we are now with a full schedule?
Well, it's like you say, it's really been an adjustment. For me, last year was it was challenging because, we didn't have a lot of what we have going on now, being able to practice as a full unit and perform every week, sometimes twice a week, depending on what all we have going on. It's definitely been a different year, and you can see the effects of the pandemic because I noticed this year we had to spend a lot more time on fundamentals and ththings like that, like marching 8 to 5, doing the rock the way that we know how to do it, because now we had 2 classes, who had never marched for the Human Jukebox before. But ultimately, we make it work, we still put out the best product possible at the end of the day. But it's just been an adjustment, and now that we're at the mid-season point, everything is gelling now, so it feels like it's returning to normal.
Yeah, I can agree on that. We definitely have been putting in a lot of work, double the amount of work, but I see the results, and I'm proud of us.
Yeah.
I'm proud of everybody.
So how has the season been thus far? Like you said, you've had a lot of new faces on the team this year, and see, we're different from you guys. Where there's 200 of us, there's only a small number of you all, so everything has to be perfectly in sync.
Yes.
How difficult of a process is that when you have so many new faces who have never done it before?
Actually, I'm not gonna say it was difficult. like I say, it was an adjustment because the majority of our team is new faces. So we just needed to put in a little bit of extra work and try and get everybody on one accord. And we're still working towards that. But as far as the foundations, and I think we have done a great job with doing that. Like I said, we have some actual freshmen, and then we have some sophomores who are first timers on the team. So we just needed to get everybody on one accord, which wasn't hard. It took, a little time, but we're doing what we have to do. And now that we kind of got everything where it needs to be, now we're just going full force forward.
So speaking of moving forward, a very important week is coming up, homecoming, which is next week.
Yes.
So how does it feel to know that, this is your first homecoming as captain?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about that, being able to carry that legacy in front of, all those people who will come back, who have paved the way, and, that you probably have aspired to be like at some point, to now be in that position.
One thing that I can say throughout this experience so far, the Forever Dolls have been really, really, really supportive. So I'm not really as nervous going into homecoming, just because they have reached out and I have talked to them, and I've heard nothing but good feedback so far. And as long as I have their support and the team, they have the team support, I'm good. I'm really excited about homecoming. I have a little nerves, because I know a lot of people are gonna come back. A lot of Forever Dolls,
right.
A lot of the alumni band members, a lot of students are gonna come out. So it's bittersweet because I know this is gonna be the last one, but we're just gonna give it our all and continue to do what we've been doing. And I'm just really happy that we do have the Forever Dolls support throughout this whole entire experience.
And I think that that's all that matters, is to have that support,
Yes.
To have that overall community behind you,
Mm-hmm.
Who's out there supporting you and whatever you guys do, which we know will be great. Y'all are the fabulous dancing dolls. Y'all have never disappointed and never will. And speaking of, fabulous dancing dolls, a few weeks back at the Miles game, I just happened to be there, and I noticed that you guys did a collaboration for the dance number where you all had to dance with some band members. And I looked and I said, man, she has got a great dance partner. I want to be like that guy. Tell me what it was like working with such a fabulous and talented dancer, such as the person that you were with, who was me, by the way.
Well, everybody, the band members, including yourself, you guys made that whole week just extremely funny for us. The level of, actually, I'm really proud of you guys because that dance was not easy at all. We had a lot of tricks, flips, and it required a lot of amount of trust that we had to build within a few days. So just looking back at it, it was really fun. And that's something that rarely ever happens, where the dolls get a chance to dance with the band members. And so to just do that, and it was really fun. It was really fun. You dropped me a few times, but we're gonna let that slide. We're gonna let it slide. But it was fun. I really enjoyed myself. If I could do that again, I would love to.
That as great of as an experience as that was, I don't think I would do it again.
You don't
for
want
the
to dance
simple
with me
fact.
again?
No, it's not that. It's not that. You were a terrific dance partner. I just cannot dance.
Yes, you
And
could.
I struggled tremendously through that week, but you made it easy for me. You broke stuff down in a simple way, and it really gave me a newfound respect for y'all's craft as a whole. Because, sometimes, a lot of times, which I'm sure you get all the time. People are like, oh, I can go out there and I can do that, you know, and they don't realize the countless amount of hours that you have to really practice and the technique that you have to possess, you know, the knowledge of all the things that you're doing and of different choreography and stuff. Like, my mind was really blown being in that room with y'all, because it was truly amazing to watch y'all do that. You know, because every week we just come out and we see the final product, but a lot of people don't get to see the hours that go into that, the labor that goes into that, the overall process. And to be a part of that was really just a privilege. I enjoyed every minute of it. You were a fantastic dance partner, and I'm sorry I dropped you.
It's okay. It's part of the process.
Right, it's part of the process. So I heard through the grapevine, whoever that may be, not that I know the creative team or anything, but I've just heard rumors that, you know, you might be having a little segment too. So, you know, tell me a little bit about that. I'm sure everybody's curious.
So to answer everyone's questions, we do have our own segment called Doll Talk, and it's basically just where we interact with the fans. They send us some questions in, and we just answer them for them.
Okay. I'm excited to see that. Is it okay if I send in a few? You know, there's some things I want to know. I'm going to shoot some in. I'll send them anonymously. I don't mind.
Yes, do that.
But no, I really look forward to that, and I'm sure everybody else does as well. Don't steal all my audience now. You know?
No.
Leave me a few. We'll share them. Nah, I'm kidding. But Bayou Classic will be here sooner than we expect. You know, time is rolling, and this is your last one. So tell me, like, how are you feeling about it?
Bayou Classic is something that I am looking forward to, but I'm not all the way there yet, because I know we still have performances and games in between before we get there. So it's like I don't want to just jump there, you know, quickly when we still have, you know, work that needs to be done before we get there. So I'm excited for it. It's bittersweet. It's the last one. I'm probably gonna cry. And I'm not a crier, but I feel it coming. I feel it coming. Just looking back to freshman year and just seeing the growth from freshman year to now, huge. But I don't know. I don't want to talk about Bayou Classic because I'm getting emotional, and we'll get there when we get there. What about you?
I agree with you. It's very bittersweet. Being in this band has been a roller coaster for sure. I was privileged enough to be able to come back this year and, you know, do a 5th year. I think it'll be especially different this year because, you know, unlike any other Bayou Classic I've had, this is my last one, but it's not my last one with my class that I came in with. You know, I'm actually finishing with you guys.
Yes.
And so, you know, it'll be different, but it won't be a bad different. You know, it's gonna be more so one of those moments where it's like, you know, I wish that these people could be here with me, you know, because my class finished in the pandemic year, so they didn't actually get to have a last Bayou Classic. So I think that's gonna make it even more so special to know that I can go out there and represent and, you know, be able to do what my class wasn't able to do. So, you know, Bayou Classic will kind of be dedicated to my class for me, but it'll be bittersweet. But I also look forward to it, you know, the end of a journey.
I'm pretty sure that they're going to show up.
Oh, they'll be there.
Oh, yeah,
I know they'll be there, but, you know, it won't be the same. We won't all be in uniform and stuff, but I'm sure it's still going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll look forward to it.
Yeah, well, you definitely represent your class well.
Thank you.
You represent this organization well.
As do you.
And yeah, Bayou Classic is going to be one for the books.
It will be.
Yes.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share.